Hello everyone. I gave an interview in a company called Infovision, and the company location is Bangalore, and the interview date was the July 15, 2025. So this interview was based on the Apache Solar search engine. So they asked me uh, many questions regarding the searching techniques and all. So the first question, difference between the Solar and the Elasticsearch. So Solar is a feature-rich, highly configurable search platform with XML, HTTP APIs and strong support for the enterprise use. While Elasticsearch is a distributed, RESTful search engine optimized for the scalability, analytics, and JSON-based communication. So now I have a table which will compare Solar with Elasticsearch. So Solar XML based static Elasticsearch just second is the Solar requires a zookeeper for the Solar cloud. In Elasticsearch built-in cluster coordination. Solar XML support XML and support JSON. Elasticsearch support only JSON. Solar requires explicit schema. Elasticsearch schema, less dynamic schema supported. Solar has strong faceting support. Elasticsearch has powerful aggregation engine. Solar mostly limited in the plugin ecosystem and mostly open source. Elasticsearch rich ecosystem includes commercial plugins, visualization tools in Solar, Banana third-party tools. In Elasticsearch, Kibana, that is the official. Sharding and replication, Solar, manual configuration in Solar Cloud. Elasticsearch, automatic sharding and replication. Query language, Solar, Lucene syntax, Dismax, Edimax, parsers. Elasticsearch, JSON-based DSL. Aspect, use case focus, Solar, enterprise document search. Elasticsearch, log analysis, real-time analytics, monitoring. Aspect, speed performance, Solar, fastest for complex faceting or static data. Elasticsearch, faster for the real-time indexing and analytics. Okay, so second question they ask me, what is the Solar Cloud? So Solar Cloud is the distributed and the fault tolerant mode of Apache Solar. It allows Solar to scale horizontally by running across multiple servers, that is nodes, with sharding, replications, and central coordination via Zookeeper. So key feature of the Solar Cloud collections. Logic indexes like cores spread across the nodes. Shards. A collection is split into the multiple pieces that's called shards to handle the large data. Replicas, copies of the shards to ensure high availability and failover. Zookeeper, central coordinator that manages cluster state and node communication. Auto failover, if a node goes down, replicas take over automatically. Dynamic scaling, add remove nodes without downtime. So the Solar Cloud architecture overview is, let us suppose you have three nodes, node 1, node 2, node 3, and node 1 contains shard 1, replica A, replica B. Node 2 contains shard 2 and replica A, replica B. Third node shard 3 and replica A, replica B. And there would be the Zookeeper, which manage configure health and routing. For development, if you have single nodes, so how will you start the solar start hyphen C. For real cluster multi-node setup, solar start hyphen C hyphen Z ZK1 colon 2181 comma ZK2 column 2181 comma ZK3 column 2181. So hyphen Z specifies the external zookeeper reassemble and required for the production solar cloud. So zookeeper work best in odd number clusters, usually 3, 5 or 7 nodes. This is to achieve the quorum based decision making. In a 3 node zookeeper reassemble, let us suppose you have a 3 nodes in zookeeper. 2 nodes must agree quorum to maintain service. If one node fails, the remaining 2 still maintain the cluster. If 2 nodes fail, the cluster goes down. So quorum rule is quorum equal to n by 2 plus 1, where n equal to number of zookeeper nodes. So ZK nodes, quorum needed and fault tolerance. So let's suppose you have one node. So quorum needed is 1 and fault tolerance is 0 nodes. Let us suppose you have 3 nodes. So quorum needed 2 and fault tolerance 1. If you have the 5 nodes, then quorum needed 3, fault tolerance 2 nodes. Okay, so final answer is, if we use 3 zookeepers nodes in solar cloud to ensure high availability, zookeeper requires a majority, that is a quorum, to function correctly. With 3 nodes, the cluster can tolerate 1 node failure and still stay up. So definition, what is node, cluster and collection? So node is a single solar instance, usually running on a machine or container. Cluster, multiple solar nodes working together via zookeeper. Collection, a distributed index made up of the shards and replicas across nodes. So typical size in the real world setup, use case and number of nodes. Development and testing, generally we need 1 to 2 nodes. Small production, generally we need 3 to 5 nodes. Medium to large production, generally we need 6 to 20 plus nodes. And enterprise level, generally we needed 20 to 100 plus nodes. So scaling consideration, you may add more nodes to handle more specific query load, store more data index size, and improve the availability and fault tolerance. Distribute shards and replicas more evenly. Third question, they ask me, what is the solar collection? So a solar collection, question was the what is the solar collection? So a solar collection is a distributed index in solar cloud mode made up of multiple shards and replicas spread across multiple solar nodes. So the key points are, it is the solar cloud equivalent of a core. Data in a collection is split into shards and each shards can have multiple replicas. Third, collection enables scalability, fault tolerance and high availability. So collection structure example, a collection with 2 shards and 2 replicas. So collection and products. So shard 1, replica A, replica 1, replica 2. So node A, node B. Shard 2, replica 1, replica 2. So node C, node D. Create a collection. How do you create a collection? So go to the bin directory in the solar, then solar create collection, solar underscore collection hyphen C my collection hyphen shards 2 hyphen replication factor 2. Okay, so flag and meaning, hyphen C means name of collection, hyphen shards means number of logical partition, that is the shards, and hyphen replication factor is number of replicas per shards. So collection versus core, feature core collection. So scale, Core is the standalone, that is single machine. Collection distributed across nodes. Fault tolerance, core, manual setup. Collection built in via replicas. Managed by core, local core config. Collection, zookeeper. Shards, in the case of core, manual or none. In the case of collection, automatic. So one liner for the Solr collection is, a Solr collection is a distributed index in Solr cloud made up of the shards and replicas, enabling scalability and fault tolerance across the multiple nodes. Next question they asked me, uh, he provided me a string was hello, I am Chandra, I know Solr very well. So mm, how how do you demonstrate Solr in this document or in this string? So first of all, Solr receives this document as input, maybe like id equal to 1 and content hello, I am Chandra, I know the Solr very well. Second, text analysis, that is tokenizer plus filters. The string is analyzed during the index using the Solr text analysis chain, usually standard tokenizer, lower case filter, and stop word filter, etc. For the field content, assume Solr is using the text general or text underscore en. Original text, hello, I am Chandra, I know Solr very well. So after analysis, so tokens, hello, this is one, Chandra, then no, then Solr, then well. So these are the tokens. Note, common stop word like I am, very are removed, punctuation is stripped, and all terms are lower cased. So this is very important. You have a string hello, I am Chandra, I know Solr very well, but the token uh, which would be removed, like the stop words, like the I am very are removed, punctuation is stripped, and all the terms are lower cased. Okay. Third is the inverted index collection creation now. So Solr create an inverted index like this, like you have the term and you have the doc IDs. So like hello, so doc ID is 1, Chandra 1, no 1, Solr 1, well 1, because we had only one document, so the ID is 1. So now when someone search Solr find doc 1, Chandra Solr, both term match, doc 1 is both, very well, may or may not match depending on the analyzer, since very is likely removed. Fourth, query time analysis. When a user search Solr query, the query itself is also analyzed, same analyzer. So query Solr sorry becomes Solr if query is stop words. Then it look into the inverted index for Solr, find doc ID 1. Okay. So key Solr concept at play, component and role in this string. So field type determines analysis pipeline, example text general. Tokenizer split into words, that is hello Chandra, etc. Filters lowercase removed stop words. Then inverted index maps turns to document IDs. Then query parser parse search queries and applies our same analysis. So final answer is when this string is indexed, Solr use tokenizer and filters to convert it into searchable tokens like hello Chandra Solr know well. These tokens are stored in an inverted index mapping each token to the document. At query time, Solr analyzes the query the same way and looks up much matching document using those tokens. So if a user searched for the Solr Chandra, Solr uses the inverted index to efficiently retrieve this document. Okay. So follow up question, he asked me how search handler will be used in here. Okay. So now let's connect the dots. How Solr search handler is used to process a search query for the string. So the string is hello, I am Chandra and I know Solar very well. What is a search handler in the Solar? A search handler is a request handler in Solar responsible for handling search query via the select endpoints or any custom path. It defines in Solar config.xml. Second, how it fits into the search pipeline. Here is how Solar uses the search handler to process a match. So query flow, use search app, select and query string q equal to Solar plus Chandra, then search handler, query parser, then analyzer, then inverted index, then result. So this is the flow. Okay. So third, default search handler example in the solar.config XML. So request handler name equal to /select class solar dot search handler, then name default, then echo param. We are using PHP here. Okay. So then the search handler will be completed here. Df default field, example content or text where your string is stored. Fourth, example usage in action. Say we index this document, id equal to 1 and content hello I am Chandra, I know Solar very well. So you can now search using the search handler request. So localhost colon 8983 Solar your core, select query string Solar plus Chandra. So Solar invokes the select search handler. It applies analyzer to q equal to Solar Chandra. Look up both term in the inverted index, then finds matching documents. So the response is response num found colon 1 doc id equal to 1 content hello I am Chandra I know Solar very well. So final answer, the search handler like select is responsible for processing search requests in Solar. When a user searches Solar Chandra, the handler receives the request, applies analyzer on the query terms, consult the inverted index and returns matching documents. You can configure it in a Solar config.xml to control default fields, query parser, faceting, highlighting, and more. So, applied scoring. If idf/bm25 and returns shorted result. Okay. Fifth question, they ask you what are the handlers? So in Apache Solar, handlers are the component defined in Solar config.xml that manages different types of requests like the search, update, or administration. Handler process incoming request and return appropriate request, typically in the JSON, XML, or CSV format. So request handler, the main base class, handler various kind of client request. Search handler, handle search request. Example /select. Update request handler, handles document indexing. Example /update. More like this handler returns document similar to a given document /mlt. Spell checking handler provides spelling suggestion /spell. Terms component used for the autocomplete or tag cloud, so /term. Ping request handler checks Solar server health /admin/ping. Replication handlers manages replication for slaves /replication. Admin handlers handle administrative requests like /admin/course or /admin/info /system. So commonly used handler, search handler, that is /select. So handler search queries. So /request handler name /select. Then you have to create class Solar dot search handler. Then you have to create the first name str and int, and then request handler will be closed here. In the case of the update request handler, So this is the slash update. So used for adding, deleting and updating the document. So request handler name slash update and then class solar dot update request handler. Okay, more like this handler, that is MLT, find similar document. So request handler name equal to slash MLT and class equal to solar dot more like this handler. Then name default and a string name. Okay, and then close the request handler here. Custom handler, you can write your own custom handler by extending search handler or other base classes and configuring it in the solar config.xml. Example request query using select. So localhost colon 8983 slash solar slash your core, then slash select query string equal to solar and row equal to rows equal to 10. So tips. So each handler has default parameter, that is list name default and initiating parameters. You can define multiple handler with the different configurations. Use the slash admin slash handler endpoint to view active handlers. Sixth question, they asked me Zookeepers in Solar Cloud. So Zookeepers keeps tracks of which solar nodes holds which shards. So stores solar config set centrally and manages leader election for replication. Seventh question, they ask me what is the solar core. So in Apache Solar, a core is the basic unit of running solar instance like a mini search engine. Each core has its own configuration, schema and index data, but all cores share the same solar JVM process. So what is a solar core? A solar core is a single searchable index in Solar, independent in terms of the schema, configuration and data, managed within the same Solar server instances. You can run multiple cores in a single Solar instance, useful when you want separate data sets or search behavior. You are building a multi-tenant app, one core per client. So important files in core. File name and purpose. Solar config.xml, Solar runtime config, request handler caching, managed schema or schema.xml, schema definition, fields type, etc. Core.properties, core metadata, name, instance, path. Data contains the actual license index files. So creating a core Solar standalone using CLI. Okay, so Solar create hyphen C my core. So hyphen C means core. Solar start, Solar stop hyphen P 8983, Solar stop hyphen P 8983 and Solar start. So by using this you can restart the Solar. Summary, a Solar core is config plus schema plus data, can run multiple cores in one Solar instance, managed via Solar admin UI or command line, and good for the separate application, dataset or tenants. Question number 8, they asked me, let us suppose you have a website and you want to add one upcoming event there. So how will you do that? So we index each event in Solar with a date field, that is event date, to show upcoming events. We query Solar using a data range filter like the FQ equal to event date now to now plus 1 day. This returns only one event happening within the next 24 hours, allowing us to show tomorrow events dynamically on the website. So how it works step by step. So index events in Solar fields. So ID, event, title, description, event date. Okay, and use data range to fetch tomorrow's event. Example query is localhost.:8983 slash solar slash event slash select query string equal to asterisk, then asterisk and fq equal to event underscore date now to now plus 1 day, and short equal to event date ASCII. So front end integration website calls this API via Ajax or backend. Results are displayed as upcoming events. So optional enhancement, use now plus 1 day per day for precious at the day boundary. Add filters like event status colon active. Schedule solar indexing to keep data fresh. So one line summary for the interview. We use Solar's data range filtering on an event date field to dynamic query and display events happening tomorrow using the FQ equal to event date now to now plus 1 day. Here is a full working example of how to store and query upcoming events in Solar, including sample document to index, query to fetch tomorrow's events, JSON and HTTP examples. So, so the example first is the sample Solar document. So let us suppose ID equal to event 001, event title tech conference 2025, description a full day tech conference on emerging technologies, event date 2025 7 17, and you have to put the time, and event status active. Second, index the document into Solar. So post via the curl. So curl http localhost colon 8983 slash solar slash events slash update and query string commit equal to true. Then hyphen h content type application slash JSON. Then hyphen d. Then ID equal to event 001, event title tech conference 2025, description a full day tech conference on emerging technologies, event date 2025, 7 month and 17 date and time, event status active. So query for tomorrow events, if today is July 16, 2025, you want events on July 17, 2025. So localhost colon 8983 slash solar slash events slash select query string equal to asterisk colon asterisk and fq equal to event underscore date colon now to now plus 1 day, and fq equal to event underscore status colon active and short equal to event date ask. So JSON response example, response num found 1 docs id equal to event id 001, event title tech conference 2025, event date 2025 7/17, and then you have to put the time like the 10 a.m. So interview tip, if you have to tell it in one line, so we store event data as a date field and use FQ equal to event date now to now plus 1 day to filter upcoming event dynamically. So here is how to define the event date field in your Solar managed schema or schema.xml. So Solar can handle date based filtering like now to now plus 1 day. So Solar scheme definition for event data, if using managed schema recommended in modern Solar, and this field definition inside the field section. So field name equal to event date, type T date, index true, stored true. So field type already present in the default Solar schema. Make sure you have this in the field type. So field type name equal to T date, class Solar dot try date field, previous tab 0, positioning increment gap 0. It allows Solar to create and search ISO 8601 datetime strings like 2025 7/17 and 10 a.m. So example, full field section for clarity. You have fields and field name ID, type string, index true, store true, require true, multi-value false. Then field name, event title, text type equal to text general, index true, store true. Field name description, type equal to text general, index true, store true. Then field name, event date, type equal to t date, index true, store true. Field name equal to event status, type equal to string, index true, store true. So after editing schema, restart Solr and reindex your documents. Question number 9, he asked me the soft commit and hard commit. So soft commit make document visible to the query queries without flushing them to the disk. Hard commit, just give me a second. Yeah. So hard commit, write change to the disk. That is the more expensive. Real time get bypass the index to fetch the latest version of a document directly. So interview one liner, a soft commit makes data searchable quickly but does not persist it to the disk, while a hard commit saves data to the disk and ensures durability at the cost of the speed. Or how Solr support real-time index? Apache Solr commit near real-time indexing using a combination of soft commit, hard commit, real-time get and transaction log. Okay, so soft commit makes documents searchable quickly, that is within 1 second, does not persist to the disk, ideal for the real-time use cases. So auto soft commit and max time 1000. So 1000 means 1 second. Okay, and then close the auto soft commit. Second is the hard commit, flushes data to the disk, loosens index plus transaction log. So make document durable and the persistent, slower than soft commit. So auto commit max time 15,000 max time. So in every 15 seconds, then close the auto commit. Ensure data safety but not as fast for the search visibility. Third is the real time get RTG. Okay, so RTG means real time get. Fetch latest version of a document even before soft or hard commit. Get slash Solr slash core slash get and query string ID 123. So useful for the confirming an update was successful. Transaction log stores a recent update in memory and log. Enable RTG and soft commit. Helps recover data after Solr restart. So summary, Solr achieve real-time index using soft commits for fast search visibility, hard commits for durability, and real-time get to access the latest version instantly. It balances performance and safety using a transaction log. Now comes to the question number 10. What is an inverted index in Solr? So used to facilitate fast full text search. So an inverted index is the core data structure used by Solr via Lucence to enable the fast full text search. So definition, an inverted index maps terms words to the list of document in which they appear. For example, suppose you have three documents, doc ID 123, content in document ID Solr is fast, document ID 2, content Solr uses the inverted index, doc ID is 3, and content index is the heart of the Solr. So Solr builds an inverted index like fast 1, heart 3, index 2, 3, inverted 2, Solr 1, 2, 3. So these are the indexes in the right side. Indexes, or you can say that are document IDs. That in how many documents these terms are available. Now if you search for the Solar and index, Solar can instantly find matching doc 2 3. Why it's fast? No need to scan entire document. Just look up the term in the index, get documents ID and returns result. So in Solar, create automatically using the indexing stored as part of the Lucence index and optimized by the analyzer, tokenizer and filters like the stemming, stopword, stack, etc. So in the interview one-liner, Solar uses an inverted index which maps terms to document IDs, enabling fast and efficient full text search without the scanning all documents. Question number 11, they ask me, you have showed admin UI for Solar. How do you prevent it from the others like using credential or IDs? So let us suppose you have showed your Solar UI and in the what do you call in the video conference someone already someone has already uh, saw the URLs. So how will you prevent it? So here is how to restrict or secure access to the secure admin UI so that the unauthorized user can't access or misuse it. So goal, what is our goal? Prevent public on or unauthorized access to the Solar admin, that is 8983/Solar. Okay. So method to secure Solar admin. First is a bind Solar to the local host, that is private only. Best for development environment. Solar start -h and then 127.0.0.1. This prevent access from the other machines. Second, use a firewall or reverse proxy Apache NGINX. Block public access to the port 8983 and expose only your proxy, that is NGINX, with the authentication. So NGINX example. So location Solar, auth basic restricted, auth basic user file /etc/nginx .ht password proxy pass http localhost 8983/solar. Third, enable basic authentication in the Solar, that is production ready. Solar supports basic authentication using the security.json file. Step 1, upload security.json to Zookeeper or Solar Home. So authentication, class solar.basic, auth plugin, credential admin and password hash here. Authorization, class solar.rule based authorization plugin, use role and admin. So permission, name all role admin. Okay. So step 2, use API to upload it. So curl -x post -h content type application /json data binaries @security.json. So localhost column 8983 Solar admin authentication. You will be you will then be prompted for a username password in the admin UI. Fourth, run Solar behind VPN or intranet. Restrict access to the internal IP ranges only. Example, only your office network can access it. Fifth, use SSL, TLS, HTTPS. Enable HTTPS using the Jetty SSL configuration to prevent credential theft or snooping. So interview one-liner, we secure the Solar admin UI using the basic authentication via security.json. Restrict access via the firewall or reverse proxy and bind Solar to the local host or internal networks. Question number 12. You have a collection of employees. How will you fetch one employee? So answer, using PHP to fetch one employee from Solar. Okay. So install Solarium, a popular PHP client for Solar. Composer requires Solarium/Solarium. Then example, PHP code to fetch by employee ID. So require vendor/autoload.php, user Solarium client, Solar client configuration, config endpoints. Then you have to configure the Solar. Okay, like the host, port, path, and core. Core is the employee here. Okay, core or correction. Then client equal to new client config. Okay, create a select query. So query equal to dollar client create select. Then query set query id equal to e1 to the id of the employee id. Then execute query result set equal to dollar client select query. Then display the result for each results as doc. Then employee id, name and email. Then output employee id equal to e1234, name equal to John Doe and email equal to John Doe at the rate example.com. So in interview one liner, we use the Solarium PHP client to query Solar by setting ID equal to E12345 in the query. We fetch the employee document by ID and display the result. So this was the interview in a company called InfoVision. Location is Bangalore and interview date is July 15, 2025. So I will share more interview question with you. Till then, bye.